My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, was I partway through reading a book? Man from Hjelmdal. Flip through the book, and I think I was. Alright. Fine, let's give this a chance. Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to the long-lost Hjelmdallar tribe from the village of Hjelmdal. The ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Katla howl out his name. Ivory giant. His azure-hued eyes. And to bring glory and honor to the long-lost Hjelmdallar tribe. Like, the completionist in me wants to read more, but okay, got it. No need to read further. The edges of the page are a bit smudged. Fine, I'm done. The completionist in me wants to read more, but no other part of me wants to read any more of that. Okay. Let's maybe re-interact with a lot of the items we previously interacted with, like the Maybells, for instance. See if we have anything new in those. No. Move into a building. Otherwise, talk over it. That exact sting that's playing right now gets me copyright struck on YouTube. I need it to, thank you. Need it to stop. Map art, nay. We already looked through that. Handwritten note, look through that. The greatest innocence we looked through. Medicinal purpose of the pale. Yeah, that one's not really going to do anything for us. Okay, dried Maybells. Oh, it's an encyclopedia roll. Neat. So we did get some money from it at least. Insulin Indian lilies, the same. Yeah, fine. Doorgun and Mega Mix. Don't need anything from that. Fractured bullet. Shockwave from a Belgrave Margrave. I mean, this is just re-triggering encyclopedia rolls. But none of these do I actually want to re-roll what they're doing. I wonder. Wait a second. Oh, we weren't in Kim's company last time we looked at this. So, fine. You. Name. Harry Dubois. Harry. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. He thinks. Evrat was afraid. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. What kind of name is Harrier? It's a wartime name. A revolutionary. The kind's mothers gave their sons during troubled times. Like Undying, or Boxer, or Ironhide. A name like armor. But I don't want it to be Harry Dubois. Well, Harry Dubois it is then. I think Harry Dubois it is then. I'm okay with it. I don't need to be Tequila Sunrise. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harry Dubois. He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer, and when he's angry with you, well, officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. Rank LTN 2JFR. Lieutenant W. Freto. What is a Lieutenant W. Freto? The lieutenant is the rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the SEM. That still does field work. I am a lieutenant. And W. Freda? The title of Jeffreto is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. The lieutenant explains, you have declined twice. Thus, you're W. Jeffreto. Declined? There are many reasons one might do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décompotage may be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes, he continues, they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant. Heavy-duty case-solving machine. What is a décompotage? Décompotage is a hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizen militia. It means counting down to twos. The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution. which in turn was developed by the last century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks. What kinks? Kinks like satellite officers and the additional Jefreto rank I already explained. The long and short of it is, you're his superior. Wait, satellite officers? You're given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite. So you've been putting up with me because we're of the same rank? No, I've been putting up with you because I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you're good doing police work. You're doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. He smiles encouragingly. And now, we've even found your badge. He trusts you. For now. Try not to spoil it. I thought my rank was drunk. Yes. Apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and he pauses to examine you. This leads me to believe that maybe your current situation is only temporary? I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. People have gotten through worse and gotten their back on their feet, Lieutenant W. Jefreto. He says with a reassuring little smile. Turn back to the document. Serial. That's just the serial number. Jamrock, Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure. The numbers thrown in there are not for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory. Date of issue is the 7th of November, 50. 4 months ago. I'm guessing when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Jefreto. A new badge usually comes within your rank. You seem to have been doing well then. You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure. I remember that time. The tie around your neck suddenly feels tight. That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up. Precinct 41? Yes, it's the designation of your precinct, 41. Like mine says, 57. The 57th is mostly industrial labor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is... He stops. What? It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, a faint smile. It's a legendary district. And a hell of a station, too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdyaeva, Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitra. Yeah, Dimitra. Suddenly names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. Station, rather. They must be big. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself. Is it? I'm afraid we'll never know. 16 days in April. We already read through this one. Oh, but it is giving me some... Right, yeah, this one damages me when I read. Got it. Put them away. Private for small kids. Kim! I know the alphabet now! Good. I also know the alphabet. It's a very useful skill to have, he thinks, for all sorts of life activities, like reading, and I'm going to flip through the pages. Dang it. Oh, we did get a conceptualization. More experience for me. Reading through these has actually been quite effective. Let's put the filthy jacket away. Fine. That actually got me enough money to buy the other Man from Hjelmdallermann shirt. Book, rather. But do I want it? Like, I already read the other one. Oh, yes, certainly. Another good sale. I want it basically just to have the same options to read the same amount, and then it to say, nah, don't read anymore. And then I'll say, okay, fair enough. Good point, well made. Book, Man from Hjelmdal. A classic! On the frontispiece is an anatomically unrealistic muscle man reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lay two giant Zweihanders. The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Hjelmdal standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His two Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore. Seems a little over the top. Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Hjelmdallermann, the man from Hjelmdal, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies, spread in supplication, her private strategically covered by flowing black hair. Naked women and giant swords, is that really the best they could come up with? Feels formulaic and derivative. Look at the back cover. The back blurb reads, his latest adventure serves as the perfect introduction to the savage Hjelmdal saga. Meet man from Hjelmdal and his faithful blood brother, Theobald, and the noble Lord Hrothgar, and some of their most fearsome foes yet. For the Northlands, for Hjelmdal! Below, in smaller font, you see the parenthetical. Adapted from Man from Hjelmdal and the Necromancer's Treasure, Man from Hjelmdal, Lord of Hrothgar, and Man from Hjelmdal, the Curse of the Nachthera. Whew, hard. A brazen attempt to bilk fans for more money by splicing old stories together under a new title. The publishers must have had a dim view of their readership. Their main concern is the continuation of the franchise, not making literary history. Read the first couple pages. The story opens in media res. The man from Hjelmdal and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by the armies of gibbering whites, led by a deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of the undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses. By nightfall, only the man from Hjelmdal and his blood brother, noble Theobald, are left standing against the dead horde. "It is an honor to die by your side, brother!" Theobald cries out as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades. I'm too old for this. "Nein, Theobald!" the man from Hjelmdal bellows over an army of flesh and bone. "Have courage! For the Northlands! For Hjelmdal!" He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure like a mad ice bear whirling twin Zweihanders. Sturm und Drang. He plows through the ranks of the deathless, surrounding the necromancer. It's physically impossible for a human to effectively dual-wield Zweihander swords of any kind in real-life combat situation. But I can dream, can't I? And power snouts in Dark Souls 2. And with a deadly finesse, his twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the two Northmen stand alone in the accursed temple, where the bodies of their lost brothers litter the floors. Skip ahead. A few chapters later, the man from Hjelmdal and Theobald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins as they that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments. This book makes a mockery of the very idea of good plotting, though someone tells you coherence was never the point. The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Hjelmdal to rid his kingdom of the Nachthera, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers. The man from Hjelmdal extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies, living exiled in the kingdom's borderland. Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the son of winter does not bulge. Hold on. Why is the man from Hjelmdal doing any of this? What do you mean? Why is he doing any of this? Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest? Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Hjelmdal? Because of his noble Cartland blood? Lusts for glory and conquest? It can't be denied? Is that all? What do you mean, is that all? Is there anything else to this character? He's the man from Hjelmdal. Forged in the fury of battle, death as his sire and blood as his dam. He had but 14 winters when he left his frigid homelands in Katla to seek glory and honor? That is character. He doesn't even have a real name. What is this man? Or what is inside this man? Or is muscle and bone all he is? Okay, but does he have any internal tension? He's the wildest man alive. The only mortal strong enough to wield twin Zweihanders, Storm and Drang, whose names mean Storm, and yeah, I get that. He's strong and has big swords, but why do I care about his character? Who are you, a book critic? Actually, yes, I'm a goddamn art cop. Enough! You're ruining the pacing of the story. Now, where'd you leave off? Yes. What pacing? You skip past the section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as a long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest of Yezdor, where the heroes infiltrate the Nukthera's dire hall. In the center of the Great Hall stands a blood altar on which a pair of Nukthera are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nukthera forbidden magic. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nukthera's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway. Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheath glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Hjelmdal and his valiant blood brother, Theobald. Well, yeah, who else would it be? In an instant, the Nukthera summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall's filled with the clang of blades and screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanid viscera. Oh, for fuck's sake. When the din of the battle settles, only the man from Hjelmdal and Theobald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nukthera. The man from Hjelmdal's soda-light blue eyes fill with indescribable fury. For the Northlands! He cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee. You gotta be kidding me. What? This is almost exactly the same as the first scene. Even use the word gibbering twice. In the first scene, the man from Hjelmdal fought a powerful necromancer and his army of the dead. Now, he's confronting a pair of Nukthera and their hordes of orcanid thralls. The two couldn't be further apart. Okay, fine. What happens next? An excellent question. One easily answered by purchasing the next thrilling chapter in the Hjelmdallermann saga, Hjelmdallermann and the Gates of Tomorrow. The last page of this one really reads, "To be continued." Considering the sheer amount of different Hjelmdallermann books out, you find it's unlikely you're ever going to find a sequel. The man from Hjelmdal stares at you on the cover, his face laced with grim resolve. That was a ridiculous amount of sp for us, sp being exp. So I'm very, very pleased to have picked all that up, but a little sad that I'm not going to be able to get Suzranti or Ural. So many things in this game cost so much money, and by locking myself out of buying any of them just because I haven't hit a windfall of a ridiculous amount of money, but also want to hold on to all of my sellable items, like, while I want to hold on to all of my sellable items just in case they're relevant later down the line, the items that I'm locked out of getting might be relevant now. I have to do it. The low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it. Where is it?
Everything's still cool.
The low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it. Maybe another one strung up in this tree for us? No. Is it from in Roy's? I mean, it wasn't Silang. It must be Roy. Roy, do you have anything to make the music ultra and hardcore?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I don't... I want to see what those say. I mean, you'll get a clarification of the amount of money afterwards, right? I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Show him the photo. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale. He barely even looks at it. Do you know what the tattoos mean? He frowns. Aphotic paths? Counter-radiance networks? Anti-magnetism? It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. You've no clue what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that. I have some armor. Alright, let's see it. Well, there are these gauntlets. He steps back away from the glass. Oh, no, no, no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinet with that kind of money. All right. Access my pawn menu. You feel like you should hold on to this to make good use of it. You know what? I'm going to assume that's the game telling me that. Bell Margrave we need to keep, obviously. The fuel canister is my paint. I actually don't really have anything to sell here. Well, I can sell the Samaran speakers. Yeah, I don't really... I thought I had a lot more that I could sell. I'd like to sell my clothes. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. He looks you up and down quickly. Suddenly, his gaze fixes on your tie. He steps back from the glass, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects. Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun. Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector. I don't have anything to sell at the moment. Another time, perhaps. I mean, there's another check here, isn't there? It's an interfacing check as well. In fact, I think I have all of my interfacing gear on at the moment. I do. Let's interface with it. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing a futuristic tracksuit, trousers that say farm? What is this? Show it to the storekeep. Oh, that's the headless phone rider. Who? The headless phone rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Rebishol, sporting a phone trucksuit. As you can see, he's missing his hand. He points to the decapitated figurine. 50 cents, bargain priced. I'll throw in the tiny cat too. I think he's looking for it or something. That part of the story has many interpretations. Perhaps he lost the cat when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for his head. I'm gonna get it. Did I mention that figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with ya. He grins. Let's have a look at it. This plastic headless phone rider sits atop his equally plastic bull, his posture indicating either desperation or pride. Comes as a set with the infamous phone cap for which he lost his head. The head is not included. Add even more beauty to the wall. Look for Ruby on the coast. I mean, other than that, keep searching the coast. What do you mean, keep searching the coast? All right. I think I might need to go back to Evrot now and talk about the borscht. I've got to go see old Leo. Old Leo told him I got the borscht. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. If nothing else, I just want to check in with my favorite man. Before I do that, let's check in with one of my least favorites.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
That's right, fuck off again. Just making sure you know, you know? And if you know, you know, you know? Odd that you didn't catch the graffito earlier. Van Eyck Overdrive, it says. I imagine it probably wasn't there before.
Hola, one.
There. I might also try and talk to Titus about the borscht that I got spiked. I imagine he'll be on the side of like, sounds like a good time. Okay, I don't have anything to call now. Cool. I'm not going to be able to rhetoric it this time, am I? My rhetoric checks probably haven't unlocked again. Hang on. I could increase my rhetoric, and honestly, it's in character for me to increase my rhetoric. I'm kind of keen to try and roll that. I think I'll talk to Evrot first. Also take this out of my hand so that I have +1 to suggestion.
Oh, hey, mister. I need to be back to talk with old Leah here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larisse said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they...
Yeah. He has nothing new to say. Just had to quickly check that one. Alright, Evrot. Let's tell you that I told Grace about you.
Mr. Dubois, every worker?
He leans towards you, waiting for you to complete his sentence. Member of the board? Is a living god? Is an organ in the great state organism of war? Also looks just like me, or for himself. Member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart too. How can I help you today?
What do you mean now? It turns out the strikers are being served an alcoholic brew. I made it even stronger. I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. He chuckles. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there keeping things running lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcohol brew, stronger, stopped its strike. I'm just gonna let you surprise me, Harry. It feels like my only path to progression now is accepting. A few things regarding Joyce. Let's see if there's anything new in there. There's not. I'm reconsidering opening that door you asked me to open. Perhaps it will help me somehow. A fantastic change of heart, Harry. He rubs his nose. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key. Just like that, it's happening. The roller coaster is moving. Too late to take it back now. Ugh. Just open one little door. You don't even need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see that door unlocked. That's it. Anything else we should discuss? I didn't want to accept it. Too late to back out. I just don't have any other quests to do. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you good. First things first, leveling up my rhetoric. I'm gonna try and talk this thing open. I don't know how it's gonna work, and probably won't, but I'm gonna try it anyway. My rhetoric should... Is my rhetoric not high? Did I not increase my rhetoric as much as possible? Rhetoric. It's not good. Game? Where are you hiding all of my rhetoric, please? That's a -1. That's a shirt for some rhetoric. Which of these will make us look most like a rhetorician? Seriously, none of them? Alright. 42, go for it. Damn it. Okay, so I only am 10% away from my next thing. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and find another interaction. I'm going to try and find another interaction with one of these objects that will trigger encyclopedia or conceptual, and then I'll up-level my rhetoric again. I want to get into that mug talk, but it will not happen. The mug is exhausted. It needs time to work. Oh, that's real loud. we go. What's Kohoy? A village on the Samaran Island, South Safra. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. The South Safra conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safra. It's been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities piling on, most committed by Grad. Okay, good. I mean, it's very in my character to try and level up rhetoric as much as possible, so I'm happy to do this. Hell yeah. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you. Hello? Is anybody in there? The door stands silent. Satisfied, detective? A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face. Try again. If there's someone in here, I'd like to talk to you. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door. From deep within the container, a voice. Ahoy! Come on in! The smile disappears. You can't be serious. I can and will be! What? My money is... What? The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all your hairs on your body to stand at attention like soldiers preparing for review. Squint. Something's amiss. The light beam bends around his face and scatters in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They're suspended, distorted, an echo. Yes. This is good. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. The general stillness. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flicking as you utter. Hello. Welcome. Come on in, make yourself at home. Sorry I wasn't able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today. You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It's very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. A voice doesn't escape from him. Now, he claps his hands together. What can I do for you, gentlemen? You can see a body, what you can see of the body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. There's genuine surprise in his voice. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustain Theodore, investor, license holder, an extremely high net worth individual. And you are? Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kutsaragi from the RCM, and this is my partner, Harriet Dubois. Pleasure to meet you, Harriet Dubois, he says warmly. I must admit, the name suits you very well. How'd you become so rich? Oh Lord, not this again. What's the matter, Kim? Oh, nothing. It's just we've got a murder to solve, and you have to go around asking everybody about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case? And you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet it never ends up getting us closer to solving the case. The man chuckles. It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a fast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy. Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that, but alright. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? Man exhales with a whistle. I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is it's a lot of work. You gotta work hard because everything's so damn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? I tell them, not really. You're right, capital accumulation is its own reward. Oh, hell yeah! Am I gonna piss off this? This? Oh, actually, hang on. The physics distorting thing might just be he has like armor or a tattoo or a mask that's fine. It's great that you've done so well for yourself. I mean, yes, he's diversifying his portfolio and he's doing things like that, but like, if like investments, it depends what he's invested in, I guess. Does it depend what he's invested in? I'm obviously tossing between 3 and 4. This is more like a SOCDEM option, and this is more like the Marxist option, or Mazovian socioeconomic, if you want to use the game's couching for it. I mean, while I'm talking directly to him, I'll say this one. It's great you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. You know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht? Hundreds? Dozens at least. Of course, in the future it'll all be automated, but my point is this, he says, jabbing his finger in the air a bit. Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him. Alright, I want to go back and say the option, you're a thief. Say nothing. Capital, he nods. Makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises on the... Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a grueling winter. Hey, all this money talk has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about. There's something strange about you. What do you mean? His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow different a little. Are you talking about my chin? No, it's like I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I heard of the effect. Though I never witnessed it myself, it has to do something with the Weisman coefficient. The Weisman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worths between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one possesses all the net worth among that group of individuals. It's been observed that when the Weisman coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual. So what is that coefficient? The Weisman coefficient for you appears, and this individual appears to be 0.9998 repeating. That's not good for you. Are you telling me you're so rich that light literally bends around your face? Among other things, but calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire. Really? No, not really. There are actually quite many digits. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff? I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well-dressed for matinee in the cargo container, which I admit is odd. Well, yeah, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container. What are you doing in the container? Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me a lot of time to think. By the way, let me ask you a question. Where are we exactly? In the very, very early days of colonizing the archipelago, the kingdom of Suresne, a precursor to the modern Sieur-le-Clef, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping. Worth dropping? Alright, fine. We're in Revachol, formerly a colony in the kingdom of Suresne. Ah, a fellow history buff. I myself am reading up on the Franco-Nigerian era trains. Really interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banded together to ask for money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it doesn't even make a difference to you. There simply aren't enough hours in the day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and it doesn't seem to do anything, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. I hate this guy. Like, he represents, like, obviously something I'm very much not along with, right? But as we go further and further on, he's like increasingly malicious to lower classes. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire of spending it like that. So you travel from place to place by shipping container? Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, bail-proof outerwear, it all goes on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while, a bit bourgeois. I don't know what the context of saying any of these is. Like, is the last one sarcastic? Yawn, that does sound pretty tiresome. So you're saying rich isn't worth a hassle? What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't let anyone tell you I told you that. The bending light appears to wink. You're a rich investor, right? Can we have some money? Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look any worse than we do right now. But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do right now. That's why I need the money. It's perfectly all right. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments in liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here's 3 real. How much can you get with this? Are you sure you don't have any more? I thought you were a billionaire. Yeah, I'm sure. You know, his eyes narrow. The light seems to bend more aggressively. Maybe you could make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound? Sure. You know what? I'm gonna quickly leave. Thanks for stopping by. If you have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears. All right, let's see if I can actually get any conceptualization on. I want to see if I can roll that. I don't know if I'm ever coming back to this conversation. It doesn't seem like I was necessarily supposed to be able to even access this. So. Conceptualisation. One in 4. Dang. If business planning were really your strong suit, you wouldn't have become a cop. Okay, so I've got this idea for a board game. Go on. It's a twist on an already established working idea. Yeah. It's a pen and paper role-playing game, only the players are connected with radio computers. Hold on. Have we met before? Maybe. I wouldn't really know. No, on second thought, it couldn't have been you. Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, called themselves Fortress Accident. The name should have been a red flag. They pitched me and a handful of other investors on the idea for a role-playing game that would, in their words, change the world. What happened? Well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid, but they were lacking in, how do I put it? They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became more desperate, their ideas devolved from realistic to absolute insanity. We lost all our money. High art types never deliver. They're only good for paddling welkins or whatever creeps they come up with. I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on the investment. Did you try and salvage the project somehow? Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam, only dust remained. What I want to tell you is this. It's a bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but that is not a reasonable plan. Thank you for your advice. Thought game bankruptcy sequence. You're welcome. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? Evidently not. And we have bankruptcy sequence, which, oh, sweet. Business loves silence, the second loudest sound in the world, eclipsed only by the collective screams of market crash victims. So let me whisper to you. Do you feel the veil of the sun god slipping? Are better days gone? Are we entering bankruptcy? Is the company gonna go down? Excuse me. Thought I was gonna be able to suppress that while I was talking. Excuse me. Is the company gonna go down and leave you in the gutter with the rest of the dredgers, delivering parcels for soup money? You need to crisis manage your way out of this. Yeah, my my wealth is incredible when I'm next to him. As soon as I leave, nothing. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.